Assalamu alaikum. Today on Nuran Academy, we're going to discuss the unseen foundation of all our actions, Ikhlas, or sincere intention. If you find this beneficial, please support us by subscribing and sharing it as a sadaqah. All right, let's get into it. You know, in the world we live in today, there's this really powerful, kind of unspoken idea that an action's value is directly tied to how many people see it. We're sort of taught that if something doesn't get likes, if it isn't celebrated publicly, well, it might as well have never even happened. And this question really gets to the heart of our whole performance-driven culture. It suggests that the main reason to do something good or to work hard is for the recognition you get from it. But you have to ask yourself, is that really a sustainable way to live? Is that a real source of motivation? And this is exactly where we run into a major conflict, right? A tension between the stage that modern culture sets for us and the quiet, timeless truth of our faith. We're constantly caught between these two very different ways of seeing the world. See, on one hand, culture is always telling us, perform for people. It's all about building an image, crafting a persona, and just winning that public approval. But Islam flips that entire script. It turns the question inward. It doesn't ask what you're showing the world. It asks, who are you really doing this for? And realizing the audience is different, well, that changes absolutely everything. Now, what's so interesting here is the result of these two paths. Applause, likes, praise. It's also temporary, isn't it? It comes and it goes. And when that attention fades away, what's left to keep you going? Sincerity, though? That's something else entirely. It's like this deep internal spring of motivation that just keeps flowing long after the crowd has gone home. So what's the answer to this whole dilemma? What is this principle that can actually free us from that exhausting cycle of chasing validation? Well, it's a powerful concept known as Ikhlas. Now, Ikhlas translates to sincerity, but it's so much deeper than that. It's the active process of purifying your intention. It means filtering out every other motive, whether it's a desire for praise or recognition or even personal gain, so that your action is done purely for the sake of Allah. May He be glorified and exalted, and for Him alone. So the big question is, what does this actually look like in our day-to-day lives? Well, Ikhlas means doing the right thing even when you know for a fact no one is watching. It means you keep going with that good work even when the encouragement dries up. It's about choosing what is true and right over what just looks good. And ultimately, it gives you this incredible freedom from being tied to the constantly shifting opinions of people. To really wrap our heads around the power of Ikhlas, let's use a simple but really profound analogy. Let's think about a huge, strong tree. When we look at a tree, we're always admiring the parts we can see, right? We see its height, its strong branches, the beautiful leaves, the fruit it produces. And our society does the same thing. It celebrates these visible outward signs of success and strength. But here's the thing. The true source of that tree's life, of its stability, isn't found in what's visible at all. It's hidden, deep down under the ground, in this huge, complex network of roots. That's where the real work is happening, completely unseen. And that is exactly what sincerity does for us. Ikhlas is that unseen root. It grounds us, it nourishes us, and it gives us the stability to get through the storms of life. And that includes not just storms of criticism and hardship, but also the equally dangerous winds of praise, ego, and fame. So, what are the fruits of growing this unseen root? You see, developing Ikhlas isn't just some abstract spiritual exercise. It actually builds real, tangible strengths and virtues that completely shape our character. Think about it. Sincerity builds incredible consistency because your drive isn't dependent on some external reward. It creates emotional independence, freeing you from the roller coaster of praise and criticism. It gives you a clean kind of ambition, a drive to be excellent for a higher purpose, not just for your own ego. And it develops this quiet strength, a strength that's firm and resilient, but never crosses over into arrogance. And just look at the long-term results. Someone who is constantly chasing praise is basically on a treadmill. They're going to burn out because external validation, it's just not a reliable fuel source. But the person who's grounded in Ikhlas, they have a sustainable internal source of energy. They will outlast every trend and every passing opinion. This really captures the core difference in philosophy. The world seems obsessed with appearances, with the display, with always showing more of what you have or what you do. Islam just completely redirects our focus. The call isn't to show more, it's to be more. It's about building substance, character, and sincerity on the inside. So this all brings us to the most important question, really. How do we actually do this? How can we actively cultivate an intention that's purely for Allah? May He be glorified and exalted. Okay, here is a really powerful question to ask yourself before you do pretty much anything, whether it's at work, with your family, or in the community. Just ask yourself this. If I was guaranteed that no one would ever see this, no one would praise me for it, and no one would even say thank you, would I still do it? Your honest answer to that question reveals everything about the state of your intention. Because the ultimate reality is that this life is temporary. All the impressions we work so hard to make on people, they're all going to fade. The only thing that will last, the only thing that will matter, is the state of our heart when we stand before our Creator. And on that day, our private intentions will weigh so much more than our public impressions ever could. And so the final piece of guidance is actually very simple, but incredibly profound. Focus on the substance of your actions, not the noise they make. Purify your intention, dedicate your efforts, work quietly, and just let your sincerity speak for itself, both in this life and in the next. Presented and created by Norin Studio.